Mayhem in the land of twisted light. Mayhem didn't sign up for this. 1 minute, he's dodging bounty hunters in a New Terra alley. The next, he's tumbling through a portal. Swirling lights, loud hum. Felt like a bad trip. Landed hard on soft dirt, strange place. Air smelled clean, but with a kick of magic. Trees towered over him, leaves glowing like neon signs. He checked his systems. All green, weapons online, shields up, good. Needed to be ready. No idea what this world had in store. Heard a rustle, spun around. Hand on his sidearm. Out stepped a goblin, green skin, pointy ears, eyes sharp as nails. Looked like something from a kid's book. "What are you?" the goblin asked, voice high but steady. "Mayhem," he said. "Cyborg. You?" "Gribble," the goblin replied. "Scout." "Never seen your kind." "Same here," Mayhem said. "Where am I?" "Forest of Eldrath," Gribble said. "Near Luminara. High elves run it. Rotten bunch." "High elves?" Mayhem asked. "Thought they were the good guys." Gribble laughed, short and sharp. "Not here. Good's bad. Evil's good. They oppress us, call us wicked. We're just trying to breathe." Mayhem nodded. Sounded familiar. Oppression didn't change much, just swapped costumes. "Who's fighting back?" he asked. "Resistance," Gribble said, eyes bright. "Orcs, goblins, dark elves. Anyone the high elves hate. We're after balance. Too much light's choking the world." Mayhem thought it over. Balance made sense. He was half man, half machine, lived it every day. "Take me to your leader," he said, half joking. Gribble cocked his head. "For real?" "Sure, beat standing here." Gribble grinned. "Follow me, keep it quiet. Forest got ears." Meeting the resistant. Gribble led the way, slipping through the trees like a ghost. Mayhem followed, cybernetic legs handling the rough ground. Magic hung heavy in the air, buzzing against his sensors. They reached a camp hidden by spells and shadows. Tents and lean-tos held a rough crew. Orcs with axes, goblins with gadgets, dark elves muttering incantations. A few humans, too, looking like they'd seen better days. Gribble pointed to the leader, an orc named Grook. Big guy, muscles like steel cables. Eyes smart, not wild. No dumb brute here. "You not local," Gruk said, voice deep as a quarry. "No," Mayhem said. "Future, maybe another dimension. The portal got me here." Gruk grunted. "Bombcare, can you fight?" Mayhem flexed his metal arm, gears humming. "Better than most." "Good," Gruk said. "We need that. High elves are draining us. Food, magic, lives. We fight for freedom. Balance." Mayhem, listen. Freedom was a solid reason. Seen too many lose it back home. "Why me?" he asked. Groot waved at the camp. "See this? Hunting, hungry, hiding. High elves call themselves pure, but they're tyrants. Crush anything they don't own. Magic, people. You name it. We're not evil. We're just us." Mayhem got it. "You need a curveball, something they can't figure." "Yep," Gruk said. "Your tech, it's not magic. They won't see it coming." Mayhem smirked. "All right, I'm in. What's the play?" Grook smiled, teeth showing. "Start small. Hit their supplies, then go for the throat." Mayhem liked that. "Let's move." Hitting the line, the resistance jumped into action, planned a raid on a high elf convoy. Food, weapons, medicine, stuff they couldn't live without. Mayhem's job, mess up the guards. His cybernetics could slip past magical wards, quiet as a whisper. Night came fast. Mayhem moved, stealth mode on. Invisible to eyes and spells, the convoy rolled through a tight pass. High elves in shiny armor, swords glowing hot. Looked pretty. Deadly, too. E hit the lead wagon, planted explosives, set the timer, backed off, boom, flames lit the sky. Wagons cracked open, guards ran around like ants. The resistance charged in, grabbed crates, melted into the dark. Mayhem covered them, laser rifle popping off shots, took down stragglers, clean job. Back at camp, everyone was up. "First win," Gruk said, smacking Mayhem's shoulder. "Small, but it counts." Mayhem felt it, something real. Purpose. His old world was kill or be killed. This had meaning. Weeks rolled by, more raids, more wins. Mayhem's tech shone, sensors sniffed out traps, weapons sliced defenses, brains sharpened plans. Resistance grew stronger. But the high elves pushed back. More guards, tougher rules. People suffered, villages burned, kids taken. Mayhem saw the toll on the fighters. This was personal. One night, after a rough job, he sat with Gribble by the fire. "How long you been at this?" Mayhem asked. "Years," Gribble said. "Too many, but you're here now. Feels like a shot." Mayhem stared at the flames. "We'll take it, no question." Planning the big one. Small hits weren't enough. Needed a knockout punch. Someone to break the high elves for good. Gru called the top dogs: Mayhem, Gribble, Sylara, a dark elf mage with a cool head, and a few others. "Council's the target," Grook said, "but their power's in the crystal of light. Boosts their magic, keeps them on top." "Where's it at?" Mayhem asked. "Citadel and Luminara," Sylara said. "Guarded tight. Smash it, their magic fades, people rise." Mayhem leaned in. "How?" Sylara laid it out. "Sneak in during the Solstice Festival. Guards distracted. Mayhem's tech to crack defenses. Gribble to scout. Sylara to handle spells." "Risky," Grook said, "but it's what we've got." Mayhem nodded. "When?" "Tomorrow night," Sylara said. "Festival's peak." They prepped hard. Mayhem tuned his gear. Weapons sharp, systems humming. Gribble honed his blades. Sylara sat still, gathering magic. Sun went down and they moved out. Shadows on the hunt. Storming the Citadel. Festival was loud. Music, cheers, lights everywhere. The team slipped in, Solara's illusions turning them into partygoers. Inside the Citadel it was different. Tense. Guards sharp, even with the noise outside. Mayhem sensors mapped it out. They dodged patrols, shut down wards, tech and magic working together, moved fast, quiet. Reached the crystal chamber. Big gem, glowing bright enough to hurt. High Elf Lord Arcturus stood there, elite guards around him, fancy armor, smug face. "You dare touch this place?" Arcturus snarled. Mayhem stepped up, energy blade buzzing. "Your time's up." Guards rushed. Sylara threw shadow bolts, armor melted, flesh burned. Gribble zipped around, poison daggers finding gaps. Mayhem let loose. Lasers flashed, missiles roared, blades swung. Arcturus fought back, light beams blasted out hot and fast. Mayhem dodged, shields taking hits. Systems screamed, but he held. Gribble faked a lunge, pulled Arcturus's focus. Sylara hit him with a curse, magic damned. Mayhem charged, blade out, drove it through Arcturus's chest. Elf gasped, dropped. Turned to the crystal, fired his arm cannon, focused beam. Gem cracked, then blew apart. Light went dark. Ground shook. Energy pulsed out. Festival outside went quiet. Balance takes hold. Crystals in broke the high elves' magic. Spells fizzled, guards faltered, resistance hit hard, uprisings everywhere. New setup came quick, council of all kinds, orcs, goblins, dark elves, humans, even some high elves, who switched sides. Balance settled in. Mayhem stood with Gruck watching the sun climb over Luminara. "You pulled it off," Gruck said. "We did," Mayhem said. "Team effort." Gribble walked up. "Staying?" Mayhem looked at the city, then them. "Maybe. Works not done." Sylara smiled. "We need you. Guardian type." Mayhem nodded. "Guardian, sounds right." The cyborg from nowhere found a place, became a story. Mayhem, who tipped the scales back. Epilogue. Years went by, Mayhem stayed, built something new. Trained fighters, kept the peace, never forgot where he came from, but this was home now. World thrived, light and dark side by side. Balance held. And Mayhem, once a drifter, stood tall.